8 safest safes. This list will actually be about vaults. Sorry, but I could not resist the safest safes title. Alright, let's get started. Number 8, Teikoku Bank. I probably didn't pronounce that correctly, but whatever. This bank was less than a football field away from the nuclear bomb Little Boy, which landed on Hiroshima. And although the outside of the vault was cooked to a crisp and the building around it crumbled, the interior was pristine. And as tasteless as it was, the Mosler Safe Company decided to use this as a marketing ploy, saying it could build vaults strong enough to withstand a nuclear bomb. Which they did. The sad part is they harped on this for about 10 years. Number 7. London Silver Vaults. What is now the London Silver Vaults originally opened as the Chancery Lane Safe Deposit in 1876, renting strong rooms where Londoners could safeguard their household silver, jewelry, and personal documents. Central London silver dealers and shops that require secure premises for their valuable stock started to rent the vaults as well. The original building was bomb damaged during World War II, and after repairs they decided to reopen it to the public. But instead of renting secure space for nothing more than a super safe storage center, they decided to refurbish the interior and rent out whole storefronts. Naturally, it was a perfect fit for the silver dealers and jewelers who had previously used the vaults to store their inventory. Now world-renowned, it houses some 30 specialist shops within its walls. Number 6. Iron Mountain. This vault is buried 200 feet underground in an old limestone mine and contains Edison's patent for the light bulb, the original photo of Einstein sticking out his tongue, Rosa Parks on the bus, and Marilyn Monroe over a vent grate. These are all part of the Corvus image collection owned by Bill Gates and contains 27 million prints, negatives, glass plates, and slides. There is 1.8 million square feet of vault space and growing.
It's almost impossible to wrap your mind around the size of this place. I mean, this vault alone is 25,000 square feet. There are 15 of them just like this, and they haven't even developed the entire mine.
Their services are used by all sorts, however 95% of their client list is classified. To get in, you'll have to find it first, which from the research sounds trickier than you might think, as even most of the residents in the town nearby are unaware of its existence. And then you'll have to get past the armed guards who will ask you for your clearance. Yes, you need special clearance and 2 forms of ID. And if they decide they're not that into it, then good luck getting past the 28-ton triple time lock doors which will sustain a nuclear blast, or so they say. Number 5. Dubai Multi-Commodity Center Vaults. Remember Ocean's 11, that super advanced casino vault? This is like that, but way more advanced. The entrance to the gold vaults beneath the DMCC are so far underground they're under sea level. That's 6 stories down. And that's just the entrance. If you want to get to the interior of the vaults, then you're going to have to take 2 elevators an unknown number of feet beneath the earth. That is, after you jump through all sorts of flaming hoops, as a lengthy and elaborate security procedure is required to gain access. It includes passing through at least 4 electronic security gates, metal detectors, and various other sensors. But if you do manage to get down there, there is gold galore. It's stored alongside priceless jewels, some of the most expensive watches in the world, and anything else the global elite wish to store. I doubt it's all in great gorgeous piles like a good pirate movie or Aladdin's treasure, but it'd be so much cooler if it was. Number 4. Swiss Vaults. I know that's not very specific, and this probably isn't applicable to every single vault in the country of Switzerland, but in this case we're talking about the country's leading banks and private depository vault systems. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot to say here, so we'll leave it at this. There's a reason the world elites have been using Swiss bank vaults for literally hundreds of years, and it's not just to dodge taxes. They legitimately offer what is arguably the highest level of privacy, security, and luxury of any safekeeping system on the planet. Number 3. Bank of England. The Bank of England holds an almost sexual amount of gold, as in 5,152 tons of it. Think of it as England's Fort Knox. I'd tell you how many tons the vault door is, but that information is classified. I'd also tell you how far it is underneath the earth, but that isn't released either. However, it is said that it has more floor space than London's Tower 42, which is a 47-story building. The security measures are more talked about, however, the door requiring multiple 3-foot-long keys and a state-of-the-art voice recognition system to gain entry. The bank is custodian to the official gold reserves of the United Kingdom and many other countries. The current gold deposits are estimated to be at a current market value of £156 billion. Number 2. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York is the largest regional Federal Reserve bank and is essentially the triggerman for all monetary policy. In 2003, Fedwire transferred $1.8 trillion a day in funds, of which about $1.1 trillion originated in the 2nd District. Now for the fun part. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York maintains a vault that lies 80 feet, or 24 meters from my friends across the pond, below street level, or 50 feet, or 15 meters below sea level, resting on Manhattan bedrock. It's essentially one gigantic 5-floor vault. Each floor is guarded by a 90-ton bronze door and armed guards. By 1927, the vault contained 10% of the world's official gold reserves. Currently, it is reputedly the largest gold repository in the world, though this cannot be confirmed as Swiss banks do not report their gold stocks. It holds approximately 7,000 tons of gold. That's $415 billion in 2011 prices, which is way more than Fort Knox. Nearly 98% of the gold at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York is owned by central banks of over 120 nations, each one with their own gold cage in the reserve. There is a fantastic National Geographic documentary on this vault where they actually go inside and take a look around. I'll put the link in the description, definitely worth checking out. Number 1. Fort Knox. Surprise, surprise. Now, believe it or not, some would argue that the Federal Reserve Bank in New York is actually safer. However, with those people, I cordially disagree. Fort Knox is estimated to have roughly 2.3% of all the gold ever refined in the entirety of human history, which is just insane. It's true that the Federal Reserve Bank of New York has more gold, but that's mostly other people's gold. We keep our gold at Fort Knox. And it's not just that. During World War II, the depository also held the original U.S. Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. So why does everybody talk about Fort Knox? What makes it the pinnacle of security? Well, first off, Fort Knox is actually inside the United States Army post, Fort Knox. And as far as we know, it still has the original vault door. The main one is 20 tons, and the vault casting itself is 25 inches thick. It's so complicated it takes a 10-person team just to unlock it, and there's more than 2 feet of torch and drill resistant material. That's just the door and the wall, and trust me, you'd never get as far as the front door. It's surrounded by minefields, razor wire, microphones, underground sensors, alarms, video cameras, electric fences, Apache helicopter gunships, tanks, armored personnel carriers, other attack helicopters, artillery, the United States Army Armor School, the 3rd Brigade Combat Team of the 1st Infantry Division, and of course, the Goodman Army Airfield. If we add that up, that's over 30,000 United States soldiers. Most countries would have serious issues breaching that security, and last we heard, Knox is holding 147.3 million troy ounces of gold. That's 4,176 metric tons. And before you pull up your calculator, that's right around $175 billion worth of gold. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to let your cursor bang the big red button down below. Like us on Facebook, leave a comment telling me how thrilled you are with the channel and how much you love the videos, and share this with everybody you know. Might be a bit much, but whatever, I'd appreciate it. Also, feel free to check out either the 8 luxury chess sets, 8 mind-blowingly expensive cigars, or any other of our top 8 countdowns by clicking either of the boxes in front of you or just going to our channel and finding them. Thanks.